This should be called something else. Whatever.
Speaking of that, we should probably get onto the randomizer sometime.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Where's my stream chat? Stream chat? Anybody in the chat?
I think. Did you see this from Chris?
Yeah, I already fixed it.
Okay.
All right. We're live. We are live.
I have the link.
Yeah, it's fine. Typing in here.
They don't have it connected on here to this one. I know Google Mac does that.
Maybe it's not actually live. It says it's live. I'm gonna check the Twitch page real quick just to make sure we're actually live because I don't have the stream chat up. Last time I did this, the stream chat popped up immediately. In the stream? Yes,
yeah, apparently you are.
All right, let's go. Okay.
Right, no one watching.
Fans of that Pokemon.
Oh, you're doing that in school.
Oh. Shit. Now the tag's out there. This is supposed to be in school because we're educating these youngsters about how to play Pokemon.
Okay.
You deleted everything.
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Screw. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this isn't Don's Bonds. This is it's nothing like that. We're just doing something real quick, running through all the teams, giving them quick rankings. Should be fun. We're gonna do A-League first and then D-League if we have time because A-League is more important.
Of course it is.
You heard it here first. All right. So looking at this, we're going to go through alphabetical order. Alabama Arcanine. It's Dylan's team. Dylan's a new coach. We're not ranking based off of coach abilities. We're ranking solely based off of the teams because we can't. There's too many new coaches, especially in D-League. That's just impossible to do that. So, I don't even want to say, oh, but John's team looks bad, but, it's John. No, screw John. If he drafts a bad team, he drafts a bad team.
Okay, so.
Yeah, so this team, the Alabama Arcanine, I'm seeing, immediately looking at this, just a really nice defensive core in Chansey, Gliscor, and Bronzong. That just sounds like absolute cancer breakthrough.
True, yeah, it does. And then we still got the sweepers, we got Mega Alakazam, and we got Como, the setup sweeper. Got Nidoking for a wall breaker.
His speed tiering's pretty nice. Jolteon, Mega Alakazam, both hella fast.
Got Scyther for wall as well, if need be. And we see the return of Dr. Worm.
Oh, great.
And then we got Trevenant, just all of his sets, and Blaziken, which may or may not ever come out.
Right.
But it's still a decent team, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. The one thing that I kind of noted as well, outside of Como and I guess Scyther, nothing really here runs like an offensive physical set. So against a team full of physical walls, it could be tough to break through.
Well, this does seem more like a war of attrition type team overall, with just a couple options to break out.
Yep. I would say maybe overall for this one, I would put it probably a little bit slightly above average.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
I don't think it's particularly amazing, but I think it's pretty solid. So somewhere around here.
I don't see any way that they get any real chances to capitalize on any ball breaking capabilities. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, next team. The Atlanta H0L+. Okay, this is one of the teams I've looked over before a little bit because most of them I haven't really looked over, but I was looking over Will's track before. I think Will definitely needs to clean up some stuff here. Looking immediately at the team, the biggest thing that I was talking with some of the admins about was that nothing on the team's over base 92 speed. So personally, with my 3 Pokemon that are over 115 speed or 110 speed or whatever, I can just run attack boosting natures or no speed investment on a Jolly nature, and I don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So like they have one Trick Room setter in Slowbro, but
you're not going to want to use a move on that for Trick Room.
I don't think Slowbro even gets Baton Pass or anything like that, so it can't really even pivot in and out very well.
Yeah. And you're going to want to be putting on like attacking moves and recovery on that.
Yeah. So, like I think it has the components here. I think Lando's amazing, pairs well with a Moongus. You've got some good Trick Room Pokemon on here, like Alolan Marowak and Guzzlord. You also have some Pokemon that are just like that work pretty well, that have like really good purposes, like Magnezone will be great. But like for instance, Magnezone's not really, it should be paired usually with the Dragon. It's the whole Drag Mag strategy. It clears the way, catches the Steel type so a Dragon can sweep. But like that's not really present here. I'm not really thinking that Guzzlord's the best partner for it. So like I think there's elements that are kind of thrown together that just need to be kind of worked out. I would say like maybe 3 transactions could turn this from like, in my opinion, like a pretty mediocre draft into something pretty special.
Yeah.
Because it has some of the real core components. It doesn't all come together.
Yeah, like he's supposed to be getting outsped and just chipped away over time.
Right. So I'm going to move this. I don't want to say it's outright like the worst draft, but it's definitely
lower
towards mediocre.
Yeah.
It needs it's a very simple fix just to get some speed. Maybe patch some stuff up real quick, but like it's definitely not, in my opinion, a great draft. Not here. So.
Okay.
Right. Next team. Bethlehem B Sharp. What, second overall pick?
Oh, this one. Yes, there you go.
All right. Let's bring this over just real quick because I don't see if there's anyone. There's 7 people watching.
Oh.
Sorry guys. I haven't been seeing chat for some reason. It's not showing.
Oh, we actually have people.
In my
let me get Twitch up on mine.
Yeah, Pace, you do that. Because my chat in my live stream should be showing. It usually shows when I stream, but for some reason it's not working. So let's go back. I didn't realize I had 7 people. I was tagging Draft League so much because like nobody was in my chat, so I was assuming nobody was here. But my chat's just dead. So
give me a moment.
Yeah, thanks, Pace. Moving on, Jacob's team. Big Zygarde. I don't think you can have a bad team if you have Zygarde.
Yeah, you really can't. It's just quick moves.
He has some other stuff that I've seen him use before. I believe he had Salazzle one draft. Yeah, he's got the Klefki. Zygarde plus Zapdos is a really good core. Well, I mean, they're both weak to ice, but like they're two good Pokemon.
Yeah, it's like he has Hazard set up with Klefki. He has fast sweepers. He has good pivot walls like Alolan Muck. I, of course, know it quite well, so it can get a lot done if used properly. And then he's got Ambipom, which you always gush about.
Ambipom's amazing, especially in draft.
Yeah, the only thing I can really say is that like Mega Steelix would work a lot better with a Wish Passer or something like that.
Yeah,
which you don't really have, and then
plus he has like a pretty noticeable ground weakness, or is that just me? Because he's got Salazzle Quad weak. He's got Salazzle Quad weak. Steelix is weak though. Obviously, like most ground type moves aren't really killing it. Klefki ground weak.
Go-Go.
Incineroar ground weak. Granted, like I don't think that's Muck, of course, ground weak. Like if I were looking at this team and he didn't have Zygarde, I'd be like, oh, what's he gonna do against Zygarde? The Zapdos is gonna go down too, and he won't have anything. But he has Zygarde, so unless we place the Zygarde 10% form, like I don't think that'll be a huge problem.
Go-Goat.
Face, you're an idiot. Why on earth? Like I don't even understand why you drafted Go-Goat. You used it absolutely not at all.
Hey, it dodged an Ice Fang very effectively.
You didn't use the Go-Goat like at all, really, and it sucked. And I don't know why anyone would draft it, especially after your bad performance. So I'd say pretty much average. There's some type synergy things to work out. I mean, it's got Zygarde. Maybe you get some stuff like a good Wish Passer. It's got some rounds Jacob's familiar with, some ones that I'll be interested in seeing him using.
I have to admit, I have not seen Meloetta in draft before, so I wonder.
Anna had it the one season. It was a calm mindset that she ran a couple times. It worked out pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. It was deceptively one of her most like kill claiming Pokemon. So not something you would really expect like from Meloetta, but it was putting in some serious work.
But, yeah, overall, good team. You sniped at least 2 of the mons I was going to go for. So thanks.
I would honestly say right around the Arcanines, maybe a little bit worse for the draft. Because because I think the Arcanizers have like more solid defensive core. This one has more potential for Zygarde, but
Okay, and Jacob, make sure run extreme speed on your Zygarde.
oh, he's pretty bad at doing that. I wouldn't count on that at all. But like I said, I'm not really.
I mean,
not
yeah,
really
with the two
right.
who won just because he didn't.
Let's get this one over as quickly as humanly possible. Don't look at the actual whatchamacallit there, because that's not what I have. What I drafted was absolutely shit. We'll talk about that first, and we'll quickly go into my revisions.
Right.
So I drafted the shittiest thing ever. I had like the core that I wanted, and then I just completely melt down, and like I drafted absolutely horribly from rounds 5 to 7. The team that I drafted, in my opinion, is 100% the worst team that anyone drafted. I would take Will's team, Will's slow ass team over mine, like any day of the week. Because like I didn't really have any options, any synergy. My Pokemon all did the same stuff.
I mean, it has classic Don like Pokemon. Like it has Linoon, it has Alolan Ninetales, it has Cloyster.
But like looking at some of the stuff I've done with it, I think I have effectively polished a turd. It is still bad. It is not awful anymore. I don't think. I think I did some things to fix it.
You have Diglett.
For now, we'll see how long that lasts. I've been there's a certain strat that I'm kind of going for at least once this season, and I'll get rid of Diglett.
Yeah, I wonder what that could be.
No. Mostly, like I kind of want to get a different spinner or something for Diglett, and it's like, well, Cladle's still there, but like I'm not sure 100% that's what I want. Maybe wait a little bit longer, see what my team needs, like 2 or 3 weeks in, so I can drop Diglett then. But like at the team as it stands right now, I think it's still a mediocre team. It went from being awful, well below like mediocre to like mediocre. Superior Volcanion, I think, were really good introductions to the team because they balanced out my typing, because they didn't really have any fire, water, grass types at all other than Cloyster.
Can't speak for Volcanion, pretty good.
Yeah, so like I actually have type variety now, thank goodness, and I'm not like super dependent on Veil like I was before with Sandslash. I lost a little bit of Rapid Spin, I lost a little bit of Hazards, but I still have both of them pretty much on lock. I'm much more comfortable using Azelf than I'm very comfortable using Deoxys Deep, and I'm also very comfortable using Azelf. So
yeah,
I'll use them somewhat similarly. I was going to run pretty offensive Deoxys Deep a few times and gimmick people, but I think that Azelf works out just as well. My team's no longer cripplingly weak to ground, even though I added the ground weakness in Volcanion. I got rid of a couple. I got a ground immunity and a ground resist, so thank God I will just lose the Zygarde now. I think that there's actually some good tech that I've discovered that'll help support my team a little bit better than what I had. Double Spiders is heat. One thing I don't like about my team, I have like 4 Pokemon from 108 to 110 speed, and even dropping Cobalion, I still managed to keep that by getting Durant. So like, I think it's still bad.
Yeah, we can talk about that with mine a bit later as well.
So. I think if I were ranking mine, I would say it's one above Will's team now. I think that the changes that I've done have moved me above what Will has at base. Though I think that what Will has, like if he works his, a lot more potential than mine. But like as it stands, I think I have the better team right now.
I mean, I just look at this and I see
it took me 4 revisions to do it. But
yes, you spent most of Saturday night doing this.
Most of Saturday and Friday and everything.
But yeah, I just look at that team. I see 4 Pokemon that can use Explosion at least.
Right.
But yeah. Okay, on to John.
John Sanchez, Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu immediately off the bat.
Who let him get Halucha?
John, so Jirachi I think fits really well with Bulu. Normally I would make fun of Jirachi on John's team, but I swore that I wouldn't actually, criticize coaches based off of their picks, their teams based off of their coaches. Just because John doesn't know how to use Jirachi doesn't mean that it's not like a good Pokemon for his team.
Protect.
Shout outs to John. Yeah, shout outs to John.
Other than that, you got some nice wall breakers. You got, of course, Palucha. Like you got Nidoqueen, Bulu. Throw a scarf on that.
Oh, he actually drafted the fucking Chimecho.
Yes, he did.
I wasn't actually aware of that.
Last pick.
I haven't really looked over these teams.
But yeah, you got Talonflame with the obvious Z Brave Bird. Got Mega Sharpedo. So yeah, he has a lot of wall breakers. And then he does have some like walls as well. Like you got Mantine, which can do a bit on the special defensive side.
What does he do against the fast Pokemon with Ice Beam?
Jirachi.
Congratulations for the coverage move. I think that's the biggest weakness I'm seeing with him
Yeah,
right now.
like I will admit, looking at it now, there's not real. What's his defensive wall?
Jirachi's actually a pretty good defensive wall.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Mantine could take some hits.
okay, but it's like, okay, you just need a good electric type or so, and then throw a dark type move on it.
Yeah, Bolt Beam is really effective against this team.
Yeah,
it does a real number.
Yeah, it's like
he's got Intimidate with Granbull though.
Yeah, no, he did go a lot offensive, but there's not as many defensive options. I don't see any real chances for toxic stalling this time around, which I mean, that's like you not having setup sweepers.
Yeah.
Or me not having hacks.
He doesn't have a Rapid Spinner either, but he's got plenty of defoggers. Mantine's a really good defogger. Murdom's a really good defogger, so I wouldn't really say that's a huge problem. And this team's not like super rock weak.
Yeah.
It is kind of rock weak. Just a little bit.
He's definitely going to have a few solid wins, but I think a couple matches of his are going to be closer than they would have been with another John team.
I think this is one of John's lesser teams compared to previous seasons.
Yeah.
It's not really anywhere near as defensive. It's more of like a balanced offense, I would say.
I'd say slightly more hyper than balanced.
I wouldn't really say it's a hyper offense team.
He
doesn't really have like anything that's just like a glass cannon.
Yeah.
Lucha, maybe.
Lucha,
but yeah, I think this team's going to just kind of steamroll some teams that aren't really prepared for it. I think it'll also just
Oh yeah, well no, you finish first.
I think it'll probably just lose wars of attrition, which isn't something I would expect from a John team, but I'd say not amazing, definitely better than average.
Yeah. Okay. And of course, Chimeco's going to get a sweep. It has to.
The Chimeco will not come to a game, and if it doesn't, we'll do absolutely shit. You can quote me on that. You can quote me on that, John.
Make it happen.
All right. Oops.
Make that the toxic staller.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Somewhere around
okay. There. Yeah. So then next, let's see.
Oh, the name I can't say because of Twitch terms. And, yeah.
Oh, really? That's Twitch term?
I highly doubt it, but I'm just not going to say anything. I don't want this taken out of context.
World War II starting event. Okay, let's go.
All right. I was very, very confused when Glumac drafted Alakazam round 1.
Yeah. That was a surprise.
Glumac, the first thing I'm seeing looking at Glumac's team for the first time, I see 3 Pokemon quad weak to Ice. Gligar, Noivern, and Altaria.
Well, as long as he doesn't Mega it. But
yeah, but then he's quad weak to something, whatever.
Yeah, this is just screaming for HP Ice, especially.
Ice beam me, daddy.
Yeah, is there even another quad weak Pokemon?
The Tyrantium's weak. Snorlax resists because of thick fat if he decides to run that.
Yeah, there's no reason to run HP Fire or anything like that. Just go for Ice.
Well, you might need something to break the Metagross or something like that. But, good defensive Pokemon with that one, type synergy thing aside.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the Snorlax. He's got Metagross, Gligar. So he does have some defense.
Yeah, his team does have some defense. Snorlax and the Conch aren't pushovers. Altaria can run pretty defensive, too. Yeah. Metagross.
Well, I mean,
really physically defensive.
You used this Altaria for what, 60 turns?
Yeah.
Good times.
I think Glumac quit the league because of that. Let's hope he doesn't have a scenario like that occur because that would be a shame to lose him again.
Overall just good typing, whatnot. He's got he doesn't have a fire type actually.
I mean, fire type's not 100% necessary. It's bad defensive typing.
Yeah.
The main thing I'm seeing here though is just
hazard control?
Nah, I mean he's got several decent defoggers for that.
Yeah, but it's I wouldn't.
He just you're like you said he's missing the fire type. I'm a little bit more concerned about him. Oh, he just got Grant. He's got Grant. Never mind. But the typing synergy, the typing diversity isn't 100% there. He's got some type stacking, a lot of flying in there. Speed tiering is actually really good.
As you said, why does he?
The drafted column's really wrong because he traded draft picks or something like that.
Okay.
It's dumb. Don't look at But
Yeah, I was gonna say Mimikyu.
yeah. So like I could see it. Like I think there's just some things to patch up. Pretty much like a raw average draft in my opinion.
Yes, not really anything like setting up.
Yeah.
Like Lilligant, and that only gets grass type moves.
Right. So I'm gonna put it right.
Oh my god,
I'm gonna put it like dead middle.
Yeah.
It's a fine team. Could use some patching. Something like that. All right, next one.
Okay.
We gotta go faster. It's taking much time. I won't talk about models all day.
Oh, why not?
Billy's team.
Oh yes.
The Bills.
Yes, I'm a furry.
H0L plus Sand is better than the coach who has H0L in the D League.
Without Sand?
No shots. Yeah.
And then
Good regen core with Audino and Tangrowth.
Mega Audino.
It loses regen when it megas, so I was just gonna say Audino. So I was looking at this team. I've been prepping against this team, obviously. I think it's actually a pretty solid team. I don't like the Articuno at all. I think it sucks. And it's one of my favorite Pokemon in just like how it's designed and everything like that. It sucks in competitive Pokemon, and it doesn't really have a place on this team or any team.
Rotom fan better have an air balloon. All I can say.
Yeah, we were telling Billy about that at the draft. In all seriousness, I think it's just a pretty good team. I like the Glycopod. It kind of gives them like a options for priority. That's really annoying for me to plot against. Lottie, amazing. Good defogger. Blacephalon, it's supported well in terms of like it has Pokemon that can clear hazards for him, so you can bring that in and set that up.
Let's see.
I honestly think that Billy does have a pretty good team.
Yeah, he does have a good team. Like I'm not seeing any big weaknesses.
Biggest weakness I would say is Articuno sucks. Garbodor isn't really that great. And
Yeah.
Audino is kind of a mediocre.
Yeah, I'd say without well, he's got Tangrowth.
Like I don't really see any reason for those particular three to ever really come into a match. So I think that he'll have like 6 Pokemon Syndrome. I think that's the price of taking like 2 tier 1s from the free picks.
Yeah, I'd say the only one would be like without Slowking, maybe a bit of an ice weakness.
Yeah, but you know, Gigalith with sand up
can
Gigalith with sand up can kind of tank stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But
pretty good defensive. Like other than Excadrill, nothing really too offensive, but well, and Blacephalon, of course.
Yeah, I actually kind of like this team. I think that it just has like you can swap out some of the lower tiers. I think there's still better lower tiers left in Articuno and Garbodor.
Yeah, not really seeing any chances to break out of a defensive battle though.
I'm gonna say one above Glumac, one below Jacob. I think it's somewhere in there. I think Billy drafted a surprisingly good team.
Yeah, Latias stayed around for a while this time.
What round did it go? Wow,
5th. Yeah.
Yeah, and the A-League draft, we didn't draft either Mega Lottie, and Latios went in like 2nd or 3rd round to Sammy. So. Speaking of Sammy, just the next team.
Great segue.
I think our team's actually busted. Like,
yes, I think wasn't everyone saying like top 2 or whatever?
Yeah. In chat, I think Mark ranked it his #1 team. From everyone. Heatran, Mega Venusaur, Latios, Rotom, Wash. That is an amazing 4 Pokemon core. Those 4 Pokemon could come every single week, and like you can't really just plan around them. Yeah. Like they're just amazing.
And then it's got Whimsicott for support.
Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff.
So I got 10% just for cleaning up. Can even bring like Mudsdale just for a defensive wall.
Yeah, Mudsdale's a really good setting rocks. It's one of our only options to do that though.
Caracosta.
Yeah. Caracosta's not an amazing rocker, but it can set them. Heatran gets
rocks, we know how you use Caracosta.
But like, and she's got Frostlass as well, so she does have some hazard stack. Her hazard removal is a bit limited. That's like the one thing I saw with the team. Latios, amazing defogger. Outside of that, Rotom can defog as well, but outside of that, she doesn't really have too many options to get hazards off.
Yeah,
which could be
spikes as well. Yeah.
One of her weaknesses, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say that, but overall, it's like he has a little bit of everything. I'd say it's like he has good offensive. He's got good hazard stacking. He's got a couple very good defensive mons. He has U-turners, regen, just even setup sweepers and late game stuff. So he has a bit of everything.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing I could see is just being worn down over time, especially because she's trying to switch around a fair amount with this team. I think with Volturn.
Yeah.
with me, Shao, and Ryan Wash in particular, Whimsicott. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing I can see. In terms of
yes, without, as Glumac is saying, without 3 of her 11 Pokemon, she has no hazard removal. But I'd say she's going to bring like at least 2 of those every week. So
yeah, but Rotom Wash is an amazing defogger because it has other moves once to run. Whimsicott's a good defogger because priority defog.
But yeah, that's probably her biggest weakness. Just not as great hazard removal as it could be.
Yeah, like I look at her team this year and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really, really good team outside the fact that like she could use some more hazard control. I look at somebody like Angela's last year team and I go like, okay, well I'm just going to set hazards for turn 1 and he's not going to do anything. Sammy's team I prioritize bringing hazards because I know they'll rack up some damage, but it's not like I immediately go for them turn 1 going, oh yeah, they don't have defogger.
Yeah,
they probably do.
I don't even think Rocks hits anything super effective other than Frostlass.
Yeah, but yeah, that's fair. Does she have a poison type that can absorb spikes?
Venusaur.
Yeah, okay. That actually works out pretty well. Like I said, I would give her draft like an A if I were actually grading them. Like I did like grade a couple of them afterwards. I think that was like an A draft. I don't think it's an A+. I think that they could use like some good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Speaking of good drafts, we have one of our previous champions coming up next.
Speaking of good drafts, I haven't looked at this team yet. You got Victini? So Victini, Hydreigon, Vaporeon, Resurrect, Slurpuff, Piloswine. Yeah, this is my team. This is my team. Buzzwole, the Pokemon that ended his dreams last season.
Oof.
He's recruited it now. That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. So
Dundee T is the last. Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's got just overall solid team. He's got some regen. Got some good walls, Vaporeon. He's got.
He's pivoting. He's really pivoting.
Yeah,
Hydreigon, Victini, Rotom.
Got Roserade for damage. Victini just for wall breaking.
Who's he have wishing?
No one.
Actually. Vape.
Oh, Vape. Oh yeah, Vaporeon.
Yeah, because Vape with Aggron. I'm like, yeah, this Aggron has to have a wish border. Mark would not draft him an Aggron without a wish border.
But yeah, overall, I'd say really good high tiers. Rotom and Kamala a bit questionable, but other than that, pretty good. He's got Tornadus T as well, so.
All right. I think this seems like a little bit more leaning towards defensive than offensive. Like he's got Victini, Hydreigon, but like with the Mega Aggron plus Vape core.
And Buzzwole as well, which
it's pretty defensive. I'm not gonna lie. It hits really hard, but it's pretty defensive.
Yeah. So I'd say
that's no. He's talking about how
that's the region one.
I would say very, very good draft overall. I would say an A draft as well, just like Sammy's.
I'd say a bit lower, but I'd agree. Yes,
I'm gonna put him ranked 1 below her, but I think that's like a really up there draft. I'm gonna move John down. Just the only thing John's good, but he's not that good. John's team's good. He's not that good. So relax this. Stick. Biggest surprise last season. Pop. Built around Kieran Black.
Okay.
First thing I want to look for. Did you get webs?
He did
not.
Oof.
No.
I don't think. No, it doesn't.
No, it does not. It does not. Yeah. So I think Kieran Black, really good Pokemon. I think it could use some web support. That's kind of big that it doesn't have those, in my opinion. That's like the first thing I would look for if I were building around Kieran Black. Despite that, he does seem to build a pretty good team.
I'm seeing a lot of offense here.
He doesn't really need webs for Kieran Black, I guess, if he has like a lot of speed because he's got Crobat, Mega Electric, Bullet Punch on Scizor, really good Scarf and Crocodile.
Yeah.
Hitmontop. Whenever somebody drafts Hitmontop, you know they're a good player because that Pokemon's hard to use, and you have to be like good to pull off a Hitmontop. You don't even think about drafting Hitmontop if you're bad in the game, in my opinion. I think it's one of the biggest token pro picks.
Yeah.
Typhlosion it sucks. Get that off.
Yeah.
Get a better 5-type. Get a better 5-type.
Mega Man Electric.
Mega Man Electric only does one thing, but it does one thing really well. So
it's still not what I'd pick normally.
See, the thing is, I think it's like it's just for a tier 2 Mega, it's like it does one thing super, 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 super well. So it's like, okay, I can see it being there.
I guess. But yeah, other than that, just seeing a lot of offense, good physical defense. Not seeing any special, but
All right.
let's see. But overall, not any big weaknesses. So
What's Mark say? Mark says that it lacks hazard removal a little bit, and as well as like defensive synergy.
which is true, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing like any of your token spinners there. Got defog on Crowback, Quick defog. He's got Scissor defogging. Him on top. But like again, it's a Pokemon's kind of hard to use and won't probably come every week. So like, yeah, I could see that a little bit. I think it's still like a pretty darn solid draft.
It is solid.
I would say A-, somewhere like above. I would say above John, but below Mark.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We'll fit him in right here.
You guys can put a Scarf on Primarina, get some more speed.
All right.
Just a couple of surprises like that.
Primarina, in my opinion, is like one of the best Pokemon in the game.
Yeah.
I think it's actually ridiculously good.
Mm-hmm.
Just plug my laptop and I'll be right back.
Okay.
You can take this one, Pace. I've been talking way too much. I'm sorry for talking.
Oh, please, come on. It's basically your stream. Okay.
I'm just caffeinated. This is how I get caffeinated.
Well, I'm kind of running on fumes, but somehow still going. Make sure to get a full night's sleep and not only like 2 or 3 hours.
You can start talking about the next one, Pace.
Yeah, so next we have Jeff, the Linden Liddens. And overall, let's see, you got some good offensive. You got Garchomp, you got Necrozma. So that's had a couple good runs in draft. Setting up whatnot. Arcanine, also pretty good. Could run either defensive or offensive.
Oh, he brought back the Arcanine.
Yeah, good boy.
Good boy.
Empoleon, which he picked one spot before I was going to, so oh well. So he got good defoggers. And Mega Pidgeot, good sweeper and whatnot, just cleaning up. Got Clefable the Wall.
Clefable sucks. Coach Z, why did you draft it?
Yeah. But yeah, overall, nice teams. Got a bit of everything. Vigavolt, I can say from experience, it's hard to use, but can get stuff done if it has an opportunity. And not seeing, he's got good special defense with Nihiligo, but I'm seeing a bit of a ground type weakness here. Because the only thing that resists other than Mega Pidgeot is actually nothing when I'm looking at it. That's the only one that resists ground, so might have a bit of trouble with Jacob's team who he is facing.
The stream is brought to you by Ding Dongs. Post this. You should have one. Biggest thing I'm seeing with his team is
Dhelmise, of course, sorry. Why do I think that's part steel type? But yeah, Dhelmise is the only one that resists Southern. So yeah.
Yeah, but number one thing I see, I hate when you have Vikavolt or Arcanine, or even Mega Pidgeot. I think there's a three Pokemon that really suffer from having rocks on the field.
Yeah.
And he has a really good defogger in Empoleon. But I think that, his team is still a bit rock weak. And without that one defogger. And Pidgeot can defog too, but you don't want to defog for that. A Dhelmise spin. So I think he does have pretty good hazard control, but his team is pretty hazard weak. So like that's something to kind of keep into account.
Yeah, and then got Sneasel and Sock finishing off. Interesting. But other than that, just
Sneasel, really underrated. Tier 4. Really good revenge killer. Sock season. Just ranking him, I would say somewhere right around John's.
Yeah. I mean,
I would say one above John. One above John.
And so John falls.
Just like he will when he plays you first week.
You mean when I'm waiting for him to get drunk?
Yeah, well, he's going to get drunk after the tournament, so just playing after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mini or problem, Finn.
Okay. So, seeing some of the Finn classics here. I got Quag back. So you got got Skarmory as a wall. Okay, got some spinners.
Okay, so Finn, you're an
Return of
idiot.
Felicity.
Finn, you're an idiot. Coco Lucha was right there. You didn't have to take it in round 2. You could take it in round 3. I think you can even take it in round 4. Because I don't think John took it until pretty late.
Let me just check that up now.
But he didn't? This is also Pace's information.
Haluka was number 78.
Yeah, so he could have taken it when he took Kiram. So that would have messed up his team then because he took a lot of high tiers already. Skarnbliss is good. This isn't Gen 4 though, so like it has counters. But I do think overall, see, I kind of feel like
okay. Apparently, Sceptile has Unburden as well, but excuse me, I'm going to be a lot more fearful of a Halucha than a Sceptile.
Yeah. Hold on, what's Sceptile attack or special attack rather? Regular Sceptile is 105 special attack. It's already 120 speed. Like, can it crit acrobatics? It does get acrobatics off of its 85 attack stat. Does it get sword dance? It does. Right?
I'm pretty sure it does.
It does.
But it's like,
yeah. Okay, that's something that's kind of cool. But I could see it making some value for Sceptile. But like, I don't think it's actually very good.
It's not as good, I'd say.
It does not stab acrobatics from like a +2.
I will say it's probably the best last round pick we've seen, though, just simply from that fact alone.
I agree. I 100% agree.
He has Dom. What do you have to say about that?
Darm actually sucks. Like, I'm gonna say this.
Darm
is one of the worst tier 3s in my opinion. It's kind of ass. The weakness to rocks prevents it from really coming in and doing much multiple times a game. It's supposed to U-turn around. Darm's supposed to U-turn around, which it can't really do if it's taking damage from rocks every time it comes in, and it can't really do it super effectively if it has to click Flare Blitz and it takes recoil damage, or God forbid they have a Rocky Helmet. And it doesn't have any move pool variety. It only gets fire type moves. It's forced to run like Toxic as its 4th move most times. Pokemon is actually pretty bad.
I think someone here is a bit salty.
How? Like, I think I used it to its full potential.
Well, yes, you did, but
maybe beyond its full potential. But yeah. Pokemon's not particularly great in my opinion, but like it's a good tier 3. Whatever. It's.
But yeah, overall, got some good defensive options, couple wall breakers.
Yeah.
And
I know Mark ranked it surprisingly low in this group. I thought it was a pretty good team. So it's likely to struggle against teams with good stall breakers. And he's looking for more offensive options, which I do see. Most of the team's pretty defensive outside of your Coco, Beedrill, and Darm. And even then, Beedrill's not, or Coco's not the most powerful of offensive Pokemon.
Yeah.
Good, but it's not like.
It's not really getting any one-hit kills and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I can see where Monk's coming from on that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it's still one of the better drafts.
He does go for more of the long game and whatnot.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I think that Finn's draft's actually pretty good. I'll say right below John's. In which case, I can move this up a little bit because I don't think that any of the teams left are going to be better than Sammy's.
Well, we only have 4 left, so
exactly. Then we have D-League. We'll do D-League after.
Okay. Okay. The Orlando Oricorios.
That's not their name anymore. They changed their name. Yeah. It just hasn't been updated in the doc yet.
Well, Ben's team then.
Yeah. So Ben's team. Ben's team. Yeah, sorry, Ben, if you're watching this. I've been meaning to update that. I actually thought it was updated the last time I checked, and it wasn't. So, oops.
Oh, no.
So,
let's see.
All right. So he built Rain.
Always a great pick.
Hey, Antonio, you still here? What are your thoughts on Rain?
Well, I ran Rain once as well, right?
And Glumac, apparently you do because you traded him for that spot. But
yeah,
Antonio,
not a fan
you here?
of Rain.
All right. Well, Rain in draft is like one-dimensional. It's pretty one-dimensional, especially with a full Rain team like this. Something like Beartic plus Swampert, like.
I mean, it is a good Rain team.
Okay, let's count them Pokemon that are relying on Swissum here.
3.
Yeah, surprisingly, not as many. He doesn't have Kingdra, which I think would be a better pick than some of the tier 3s. I think it's better in Rain and Helios.
But it's literally like Philithorn.
Yep.
Does very well in Rain. Toxicroak, you can run Dry Skin, get some HP recovery. Heliolisk, same thing.
But I'm like looking at his Pokemon and like wondering, okay, what happens if they set Sun? Like, what happens if they have like a Klefki just clicking Sun
then it just
or something like that?
kind of collapses.
And it's just like everything comes tumbling down because so many of his Pokemon are dependent on rain that it kind of needs it.
Yeah.
Because like Espeon and Weavile aren't dependent. Cincino can do stuff outside of rain.
Seeing a bit of trouble from flying types other than Fulfill.
Yeah, but like
it's like neutral at best.
Oh yeah, Antonio, I'm getting them. Don't worry, I just saw your Discord message. But yeah. So what I'm seeing here is like basically there's counterplays for rain when you know it's going to be there. You stack your Pokemon to protect out rain turns, stall those turns out. You bring in stuff that has like substitutes and stuff like that to also whittle down rain turns. Your weaknesses stack pretty severely when you run rain. Like a rain center like that. So you're only one team gets Clef, yeah. But there's like so many Pokemon that do like Z Sunny Day or stuff along those lines, or like a Cloud9 Pokemon even. Or like opposing, like if I'm looking at this team, I'm like, I have a little Ninetales. That thing's switching out like every few turns, and like this is going to be a weather war. And it takes away like one of the strengths of the team. So I like something like when there's like a rain setter plus like 2 good rain Pokemon. Glumac, yeah, I actually ran that against Dick, I believe the one season. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying here. Is like rain is good in ladder and it's okay in draft, but it's like not great in draft because of that. Now, that said, I think that his team is borderline next to me. Me post revisions. I would say that me post revisions is still a little bit worse than Rain. I think Rain has just more volatility, even more so than my team. So I think that yeah, I would probably rank it like this. I think that's still a little bit better than the team that I have right now, just because Rain has its highs, and the highs are high. Okay, moving on. That leaves the Dave team.
Those are Dave. A certified meme award.
So he got Steel Affinity. Okay, that's good. That's good. He got Gooey. He got Gooey. I'm glad he got Gooey Boy back. Dave was definitely the best person to use that.
But yeah, overall, I'm seeing relatively solid team. And Celesteela doesn't usually run defog, or
it doesn't get defog.
Oh, doesn't?
Yeah, surprisingly, Celesteela doesn't get defog.
Wow.
I was shocked about that the other season. I recommended Eric running on set, and I'm like, but it doesn't.
Well, in that case, it's only Tapu Fini, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah, Mesprit doesn't get it. Rotom, but again, I don't think you want a fire type being your defogger.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, he's pretty weak in Hazard's control department, and that's not great considering that Rotom Heat, one of his main like pivot Pokemon that'll be coming in and out, is weak to rocks.
And Celesteela, that's going to be taking up damage over time from rocks.
Steel doesn't really have to worry about it too much, though, because it heals a lot with Leech Seed over the course of the battle, and it's immune to spikes as well.
Yeah, so
he doesn't have any.
Not something I'd really want in a pivot battle, though.
Yeah. In the actual hazard setting department, he's a little bit better. He's got some options.
I expect great things from Uwu, the Mega Heracross.
But yeah, we've already seen Dave lose a battle. Like a grudge match.
Yeah, so.
Not an actual match.
But yeah, Lycan Rock Dusk can put in work if used properly. So.
Yeah, honestly, not a huge fan of this team. Like, I see stuff that works, and he's got some pretty hard defenses that'll be tough to break through, and he's got wall breakers. But I don't really see him having any Pokemon that he just hits win con with. Like, nothing here has like a shell smash. Nothing here is naturally very fast and powerful. Steel is probably the #1 thing I would look at and say, like, that's a win con Pokemon on this team.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's the only thing I look at and see, like, oh, that's a win con Pokemon on this team. He can get win con with other Pokemon for sure.
Toxical Zangoose.
But like, I think that there's like maybe 35 Pokemon in this game that are really good at establishing win con, and Dave doesn't have any of them. So maybe one of them in Steel. But like, he could use more Pokemon that are just like goals to win the game.
Yeah. Okay,
so
and then
Dave,
for
I would
the-
say slightly below average draft, which I think fits right around here, right around with Glumac, somewhere like right there.
Okay, and then for the final team,
there's
the
two left.
Valencia Volcarona. Aw.
Yeah, we're talking about yours, you idiot. So Megalop plus Volcarona, very powerful, fast offense in both physical and special spectrums. You have quad weak in Volcarona. Do you have good hazard control? Do you have good hazard control?
I got Spinner.
You've got a Starina.
Yes.
So you have shit ass hazard control.
As I said, Empoleon was sniped one spot before I was going to get it.
Yeah, so you have like zero hazard control with Volcarona. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love to see it. So Volcarona, notorious for not coming in on rocks in our league for the first season that debuted in, will probably switch into rocks 8 times this season because it's such a good Pokemon. It will come every week, and it will probably almost always switch into rocks.
Not if it comes
Uxie is going to be good because then you can go into Volk and Quiver Dance with your Memento support, but it's also just a really good Pokemon that can come in and tank those, those fighting moves that they want to throw out to beat Megalop. Uxie plus Doublade does not sound like a good thing though, because 2 physical walls that are weak to dark type attacks. Though I wouldn't say your team's super dark weak overall. Honestly, though, knockoff just kind of does.
Yeah,
stuff
both of them
team.
do get defog.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Thundy does, but Sigilyph does.
Yeah, I think that knockoff's pretty good against your team. I'd be pretty wary of that.
I don't have Torn. I have Thunderous Antonio.
Yeah, he's got Thunderous, which does not get deep. Well, yeah, it does. It does. I think. Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does. It's just not a good defogger because it should be doing other stuff, and it's not durable enough to actually.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not durable enough to be like a good defogger. It's also weak to the type that's supposed to be defogging. Yeah.
Oh, it does, Chris.
You said it does.
Oh, why did I say?
All right, I'm looking at this team face. I think that you do have webs, but for the most part, I don't really like it. I think it's one of your weaker teams. Your team last season was definitely better. I think it's a little bit worse than Dave's. Let me just check Mark's notes real quick because I haven't referred to them at all for your team. Pace. Defensive backbone lacks sustainability and is vulnerable to hazard stack. Yeah, pretty much exactly what I said. Yeah. So yeah, that leaves the defending champion Tyler, the Valencia Volcarona. The heck did he draft? He got his T-Tar Scizor that he was hyping up for centuries before this draft, praying that he would get. Remember him cursing me out because I randomized his draft and he got 16th and he didn't think he was going to get it. He did. Congratulations. He's got Pokemon that have Wincon for sure. Gyarados, Scolipede, Mega Scizor, all great Wincon Pokemon. He's got some options. Flygon. He's got good defog support. A couple Pokemon that can defog or spin. Miltank's a very good rock setter. Also just a good switch into a lot of different attacks that his Pokemon this higher tiers don't like. So for example, the fire types is where you can just switch into type 5 Miltank. Raikou's a Godmon. This gives him a lot of options to kind of switch and pivot around. I'm sure it's Tyler, so he'll drop his entire team in week 5 anyway.
True.
He does every season, even though his teams are always pretty solid to start with, in my opinion. Yeah. Mark says it might be a little bit fighting weak. I don't really see it. Gyarados with Intimidate. Shandy is Immunity.
Got Scolipede with double resist.
Scolipede doesn't switch into anything.
I know, but still.
Confade
it's gonna take a hit.
Confade out. Yeah. It's the only real thing is like 2 Pokemon, 3 Pokemon might be weak to it, but it's not like the end of the world, in my opinion. I honestly think that Tyler is a top 3 draft. A overall draft. I think it just lacks the oomph factor. I'll put it, I guess, right above Dick. One below Mark. I think Mark has a little bit better draft. So there you have it. We've got the A League, as I think it is. We have Running through again, Len Aegislash needs a quicker Pokemon, Elected Buzz Lightyear. They've already salvaged their draft as much as they can, and now they're still screwed. Orlando or Ikorio, they hard committed to rain, and I don't think that's the play. Unite Wife is some Unova. You need a defogger, my man. You need a good defogger, and you need it yesterday. Because now you're gonna have to fight John without defog. So John, the hazard stack king. Pittsburgh, Pyufamuku, Dave, your team's weird. That will probably suit you, and you'll probably still go 4-4 and bubble out of playoffs. Clamperl Harbor, Glumac, it's a Glumac team. He always makes it work. Billy with a surprisingly pretty good team, in my opinion. One of the weaker coaches, probably going to kick my ass this week. My team sucks. Jacob, middle of the line. I think it's Dylan. Dylan with a surprisingly good draft that makes a good impression. Seeing like a newer coach come in with a solid draft like that. Everything from there up is like an A- draft in my opinion. I think you got your like 3 A drafts, a couple A- drafts, and then like your B range goes down to here. You got like high C, mid C, low C, something like that is generally how I would grade it. So without further ado, I think we should probably move on to